Hi, Aries. This is Carrie at wooingnature.life. Welcome to September. This is my final reading. You are number 12 for this month. Last but not least, not by any stretch of the imagination, because you rule the house of one and you are our starters. So, to start, I'm going to share with you the cards that I'm going to be reading from today. I will be reading from Buddha Wisdom Shakti Power, and then I'm going to Klaus Holitska's I-Ching. And after that, I am going to finalize your reading with the Chinese tarot for the detailing. So I was shuffling, and as I was shuffling, the card came and popped right out. And it is Vajra Varahi. Now, Vajra Varahi has shown up quite a bit this month. So I am going to be doing some studying on Vajra Varahi. It says that this spirit guides the dead safely through the bardo, guiding the dead safely through. So now there are some other deities for those of you who are studying other religious beliefs or other spiritual teachings. Where this spirit is, you can understand it or connect it to whatever deity it is in your belief system. Does that make sense? So, like right now, I'm thinking about Oya, or I'm thinking about Oya Yansa, who keeps the death crossroads, and then there's some other deities as well. So, if you know or if you have a different belief system, don't get stuck on this. Just kind of listen through to what the energy is. Okay. So death is the only door. Death is only a door, is what the card says. Choose the door leading to the light. Death is just a door. Choose the door leading to the light. And so to me, there are several people are going through death cycles and rebirth cycles. That's because we are in the midst of a massive ascension, which I'm sure most of you have heard that by now, or if you haven't heard about it, go read up on it on Google. But don't just go by what Google says. You're going to have to begin to understand it from your own perspective, and that's why I'm here. Okay? And other people who are here to help guide that process. Okay? So there's a death process and then there's a rebirth process. And the death is about those things that you have attached to, that you are connecting to, they're just attachments. They're ideas. It could be things, it could be situations, it could be people. But you got to know that whatever it is an object of the attachment within you, or why you feel like you must attach to that thing. So examining your attachments is very, very important when you are going through a rebirth process or an ascension process. You have to deal with your attachments, because some attachments you have that you really think are important attachments are based in fear, or could be based on somebody else's experience that was then passed on to you, and you just were like, oh, this is what we do. Like, here's the example. And I know people who are mamas and who work in the kitchen and stuff like that. It's a certain spoon you want to use all the time to measure a certain thing, right? And then if somebody gives you another kind of teaspoon, you'll be like, I can't use that teaspoon because I got to use this teaspoon, even though you know it's both a teaspoon, because there's some familiarity with it. Now, some people will not, they will refuse to use another teaspoon from another teaspoon ring, because they got to use this one, even though the measure is supposed to be the same, because that's what I mean by an attachment. When you sit and you think about it, it makes absolutely no sense. So that's where the examination comes in, where you got to examine your attachments. So if you feel like you are stunted, if you feel like your growth is stunted, your progress is stunted, like you feel stuck in some kind of way, and a lot of us are feeling stuck, but I'm talking about stuck in here, and then stuck with what you're trying to do in your immediate cipher, then this is the time to think about attachments. Okay? So, like I said, I'm going to look up Vajra Varahi and get some more clarity on that later. If I had the book here with me, I would read it, but I don't have it with me right now. So I'll do some studying and I don't know, put it up on Facebook or something like that. So just be on the lookout for that in a little bit. All right, moving right along, we're going to the I-Ching. These are I-Ching cards. There's I-Ching coins. There's I-Ching yarrow sticks. It's all a different method, but it points us back to the I-Ching text. And the I-Ching text is where the wisdom is. So if you already study the I-Ching, if you want to just like whichever card I pull, if you want to go to that text in the translation that you prefer, then you can do that. But I will be reading the Holitska translation that comes out of this deck of cards today, just for convenience purposes. All right, they're telling me to stop talking so they can get... Your spirits are like, stop talking so we can get the card out. And there we have it. Thank you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean... I was just talking. Anyway, so the first card up is the number 49. 49 breaks down to a 13, which is a 4. So this tells me that there is some building going on. And then right in the card, I'm seeing the number 8. So this looks like a very good reason for a transformation or a transition or a death practice. I call them death practices because that's what they are. They're practices for the big one. Yes, I go there. Okay. So we have 49, and then I've also pulled the card for your changing line. So moving right along to number 49. And like I said, if you want to read a different text, you can. Number 49 translates to a revolution or a shedding. Revolution or shedding. So shedding is certainly associated with death. And then also the snake, for those of you who are into totems or spirit animals, the snake would be your symbol for this. Not only the Ouroboros snake, but the snake itself, because it sheds its skin, and that is a symbol of life and rebirth and renewal and all of that other kind of stuff. So, and that is quite a revolution. Times change, and with them the demands life makes upon us. This truism now acquires a tangible meaning for you. This is an inner and outer change which is necessary to avoid a hiatus or a deterioration. Projects which you never before dreamed of are waiting for you. Don't act with too much haste or force. Your responsibility is growing, and you must remain credible, both to others and to yourself mostly. And then you'll be credible to others. If it is only to be expected that the attendant circumstances of the present changes will cause some degree of uncertainty. Try not to hide it. This is a natural result of the situation. So it's being real. It's being... Oh, I'll close the book. I act like we were done. Okay. It's about being real with yourself. And when you are real with yourself, then you can, one, be real with everybody else. Okay? But then the other thing is other people can deem you trustworthy as well. So this shedding is a good process for you. I mean, it just can't not be. I mean, I really like it. I really like what I'm saying. Okay, let me just go to the changing lines because I'll get caught up in it. I feel like I'm an Aries. I feel like I'm an Aries right now. And believe you me, when I do these readings, sometimes I'll be talking to myself, and I'll be an Aries for a moment if I need to be. All right, so number 1 is a changing line for you, as is number 2. Number 4 is a changing line, and so is number 5. So 1, 2, 4, and 5. Now, what I tell people about this is like some of these lines can be very, very different. So some will resonate with some of you, some will resonate with others of you, and some you'll get something out of all of it. Just take it where you can get it. So number 1 says, if you're uncertain about whether the time is ripe for a change, then it's preferable to wait before committing yourself. Acting rashly would produce undesirable consequences. All right. That's pretty self-explanatory. Number 2, the time is ripe for a change, but you need to state your aim more precisely and explain it better. Only then will other people join you, people without whom you would, in fact, be helpless. Okay? So some of you are at that place, okay? Where it is time. It's okay. Everything's ready to move forward, but you have to explain it better. You have to get focused on the, like, for real though, what is it? What is it that I'm doing? Or what is it that my goal is? Or what are my values? Now, that's what you need to do, is go to your value system. Because your value system will help you get your bottom lines. And I'm going to tell you, if coronavirus hasn't helped you all get to a bottom line by now, then you really need to go in again. I hate to say it, but I'm saying. So there we go. All right, we're on number 5. Your ideas for reform find fertile ground to grow. The people, okay, so this is about your revolutionary state. Your ideas for reform find fertile ground to grow. The people upon whom it matters are understanding and support you. Allow for clear guidelines and the situation will soon improve. Some of y'all need to go to your ancestors. Okay? Some of y'all need to go to your ancestors. And then some of y'all need to connect with your family members. There's people who are important. All right, so number 6, the revolution has already taken place, whether you've noticed it or not. If you cannot be entirely happy, then just wait. Your judgment could soon change. Okay? So for some of you, the revolution has already taken place. The revolution meaning this transformation that we talked about at the beginning. Another powerful reading here at the end. I just did the Pisces reading and I was telling they were the 11th one. And I said, well, shoot, this has been the best reading so far. But this is also another very powerful reading for my Aries people. All right, I'm moving right along to the Chinese Tarot. The Chinese Tarot for the details. We got the Ace of Coins here for you, which means that that's the essence of the suit. So we're talking about the physical nature of things. Could be money, could be health. Paying attention to those things of a physical nature. So that's where your attention is going to turn in the month of September, right? All right, so you have to have an aim. You have to have a focus. This is also another ace, an Ace of Swords. So you need to have an aim. You have to have a goal. You have to have a focus. You have to have something that you are thinking about. It could be these coins. It could be your health. Either way it goes, what that's doing is helping you get in touch with the physical side of yourself and the mental. So we're talking about physical and mental. Things of the mind. Clarifying the mind, making sure the mind is sharp, being able to think your way through a situation. And then, of course, there's your health and your well-being. So we have the Wheel of Fortune here, which tells me that change is coming, but we already knew that change was coming right here with Vajra Varahi. And then we have the Four of Coins in reverse. Now, Four of Coins or Four of Pentacles usually is about control or trying to maintain control or trying to keep control, right? And then this Four of Coins is in reverse. So by the coins being in reverse tells me that it is time to release control. I think that the releasing of the control is why you are having to focus on this physical thing. It could be your health or it could be money. It could be health or money, but whatever it is, if you're having some kind of issue with your health or you're having some kind of financial issue, then what that message that's coming through to you is that they want you to let go of control. They want you to like unhand it, right? Don't try to control it. This is a part of what you are learning, Aries, from this transition thing. Because when you transition, when you actually do the death practice and you get through it, then you're going to start to find other ways to manifest things. There's that 8 showing up for me again. It's another way for you to manifest or to draw to yourself what it is that you need. They're going to give you a whole different way of doing things. So that's why they want you to let go of control, because the control, see, this goes back to the thinking. The control goes back to your thinking, right? Because this is how you're thinking about it, right? Oh, yeah, they. Guess what? That's because you're thinking about it. You're thinking too much about it. It's too much focus on it. That's what I'm getting right now. Like too much focus on it. And then you're trying to fix it, or you're trying to do something to make it do what you want it to do. Either your health or your money, one or the other or both. Um, and I'm laughing. I don't mean to laugh if any of you are having some serious health issues. I'm not meaning to laugh about it at all. But it does come that way sometimes from spirit. So I'm not, if anybody is in terrible health, I'm not laughing about the situation. But yes, that's what I'm getting. All right, so we have a page of cups here. There's a message that's coming through. This is a message. This is a message that's going to come clear to you when you are in a relaxed state, when you are being pensive, when you are going in, when you are having quiet time, alone time, time by yourself, where you're very relaxed. That's the messages. That's how the messages are coming through. Okay, I understand now. So this is about downloads, and this is about being able to receive the messages properly that you need to receive. This goes back again to what you're going through, this shedding, this internal revolution that's happening inside of you and for some of you around you. And so basically they're just telling me that, that when you can release those things, and when you are relaxed, and when you are in that good space, is when that information, those downloads, those transmissions are going to come through. And when the transmissions come through, that's it. But it's all a part. All of this goes together. Like they all work as a unit. It's all a system. Okay, so one begets the other. Okay, the transmutation that's happening, the death practice that's happening with you is there to, get you in touch with the fact that there is a revolution, there is a shedding happening. You are releasing your old self, your old skin. You're moving into the new. You're paying attention to some of the relationships that are around you at this time, and you're learning how to manage and deal with that. And then you're also dealing with the time. All of this goes together. The need to relax and come away from it all, and the need to go within, and the need to focus your attention. So it's quite a bit happening for you in September. But we've got the Queen of Swords coming in, and the Queen of Swords energy to me is about handling your business, just treat it like anything else, and just say, you know what, right now, I'm going through a transition, and I've got to be, and I'm shedding my skin. So there's times when I'm going to have to be alone by myself and away from the fray so I can do what I need to do for myself, right? As you are shedding, as you are releasing, then, you are going to be aware of your thoughts, and how your thoughts are being directed toward this thing. And then you're dealing with this thing, whatever this focus is, on your health or on your money, and learning not to get trapped into a I've got to fix it, or you're trying to control the wheels that are turning. You're not in control of the wheels that are turning. The wheels are turning. It's your job to observe them, and to listen. All right, Six of Coins here says that there is some deeper level accounting that's going on. Spiritually speaking, there's a spiritual accounting happening. Okay, so everything has to be, all the ducks have to be in a row. Oh yes, absolutely, this is true. When you're going through a death practice, all the ducks have to be in a row in the spiritual realm, because it's literally, it's spiritually dangerous. That's why, that's a whole nother chapter in a whole nother book. So I'm not going to talk about it here, but, some of these extended things I'm going to start doing in Patreon. I'll let you know when I do on Facebook or what have you. So keep up with me on Facebook and Twitter. Mostly Facebook and Twitter is where you're going to get the Wooing Nature news from. So follow me there. And when I start putting that stuff on Patreon, I will let you know there, because some of these readings lead to like deeper conversations and stuff like that I don't want to slow your reading down with. But there is a spiritual accounting going on, which has to happen when you are going through that transitional thing. And it's really for your own spiritual safety and your own physical and spiritual safety and well-being. So they're just telling me to tell you that. And that's why sometimes you may have delays, or you may, things might not be happening, because everything has to be lined up. Then we have the Three of Coins here, which is about shooting your shot. It's also about the I-Ching. So this to me points back to the I-Ching messages. It's telling me to pay attention to the I-Ching messages from those lines that I read. So if you need to rewind that back and really, really think about that, that's what it's saying for you to pay very close attention to. Okay, this is in relationship to the Six of Coins. Remember I said there's a spiritual accounting happening. What they're telling me is that the accountability for you right now in this process is held in those lines in the I Ching that I read to you before. So if you need to go back and rewind them, then rewind and attend to those. Anything else for Aries for the month of September? Another great reading, like I said. Anything else for Aries for the month of September? All right, they have the Two of Staves here, which means for me, this is ancestral. This is like telling me to tell you that your ancestors and those ancient guardians that are over you and around you are watching out for you, that they are pleased with what you're doing, that they are the ones that are ushering this process for you, or that are overseeing the process for you, Aries. Yeah, I'm see. It's these are your ancestors. These are like your grandparents or your great grandparents, or it could be a group of them. But they are very pleased with your progress, and they want me to tell you that they are governing this process for you and protecting you through this process, so you don't need to worry. Thank you, ancestor. Aries ancestor spirits. It's always good to hear from ancestors because they give such comfort. Okay. Anything else for Aries? I think that's it for you all. All right. If you want to take a deeper dive, you know where to find me. I'm at Kerri, Kerri, at wooingnature.com now. And also you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. If you need to reach out to me, please don't hesitate to do so. I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a fantastic September, and I hope you're having a wonderful life.